The alley was my canvas, a forgotten stretch of brick in Karen's pristine neighborhood. I'm Lila, a street artist who believes color can heal. My mural bursting with wildflowers, each petal a nod to the community's diversity, had been approved by the city after months of petitions. It was my love letter to this fractured place, a symbol of hope. But Karen, the HOA president, didn't see it that way. To her, it was vandalism, a stain on her sterile vision of order. The trouble started when Karen stormed into the alley, her heels clicking like a metronome of rage. "This eyesore comes down today," she barked, waving a can of white paint. Her face was flushed, her voice a blade. I stood my ground, paint roller in hand, heart pounding. "It's approved, Karen." The city signed off. She laughed, a sharp, dismissive sound. "I don't care about your papers. This is my neighborhood." The crowd behind us neighbors, kids, shopkeepers murmured, split between support and scorn. Tension crackled as Marcus, the city official who'd greenlit the project, arrived. He was a quiet man, caught in the crossfire of bureaucracy and passion. "Lila's right," he said, clutching his clipboard like a shield. "The mural's legal." Karen's eyes narrowed. "Legal? You think I'll let some hippie scribbles ruin our property values?" She stepped closer, her voice venomous. "Paint it over, or I'll make your life hell." The crowd gasped. A kid clutched his mom's hand. My chest tightened, years of fighting for this mural, for this message, now teetering on the edge. I thought of my late brother, whose love for flowers inspired the mural. He'd believed in beauty as resistance. Couldn't let Karen win. "This isn't just paint," I said, voice shaking but firm. "It's user stories, our roots." A few neighbors nodded, but Karen scoffed, grabbing the paint can. She hurled it at the wall, white paint splattering across a vibrant sunflower. The crowd erupted, some cheered, others shouted in protest. Marcus froze, torn between protocol and justice. The standoff escalated. Karen rallied her allies, neighbors who feared change more than they loved art. They chanted, "Paint it over!" I climbed a ladder, roller in hand, ready to defend my work. Marcus, sweating, pleaded for calm, but his voice drowned in the chaos. A teenager, inspired by the mural, tossed me a fresh can of paint. "Keep going, Lila," he yelled. Karen lunged, knocking the ladder. I stumbled but held on, paint dripping down my arms like blood. Then the sirens. Police arrived, called by Karen's cronies. Marcus waved his clipboard, shouting about permits, but the officers didn't care. "Clear the wall," one ordered. My heart sank. The crowd fell silent as I stepped down, defeated. Karen smirked, triumphant. That night, under city orders, workers painted over my mural every flower, every story, erased in cold white strokes. By dawn, the wall was blank, a ghost of what was. I stood alone, staring at the void. Karen had won, but at what cost? The neighborhood felt emptier, its soul dimmed. I whispered to my brother's memory, "I tried." The city later apologized, citing miscommunication, but the damage was done. Hope, like paint, can be washed away. What do you think was Karen's fight for control justified? Or was the mural's erasure a loss for the community? Share your thoughts on justice and art's place in our lives.